We're in the future.
Oh my god. There's Terminators everywhere.
The future.
Jan Kana.
There, this is our, yes, this is how we started. The future. There we go. No, wait, I got it. The future is now.
I think it's interesting that like a lot of the movies and stuff that were made like a long time ago that like have future plots, it's like now is like the decade that we're
like
in.
Back to the Future. It was like 2015.
Yeah, or something like that.
Like 2015 came along and it's like, where's my hoverboards?
I don't remember any specific ones that like off the top of my head that I watched recently that actually say like that we've already passed the year, but I don't know if you know some off the top of your head, but most of them are like they're like creeping along, like it's like 2030s or something like that.
Yeah, Back to the Future is 2015, I think. So that one really fast because that was and then I think was it RoboCop?
Yeah, I think a lot of those really old ones are already like passing the year. Yeah.
Okay, so RoboCop hasn't happened. RoboCop is 2043. Yeah, see,
like this is exactly what I'm talking about.
In 20 years, okay.
Like we're gonna see 2043, right? But like there's ones that are even that's interesting that like the movie's not even that old. Like it's maybe like within the last 20 years, and they are already like, oh, in the year 2030, the fucking world is like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, damn, like that's pretty funny. Where's my flying car?
At least RoboCop is probably the most grounded if you think about it. Like in 20, I could see in 20 years we could get maybe not like obviously RoboCop, but the world still looks the same. Like Detroit is still going to look the same.
They drive Taurus cruisers.
Yeah, it's still gonna be a shithole. And then cops are armed with Steyr AUGs, and
and then you know their sidearms are M93Rs.
Oh yeah, he had a M93R.
Yeah. I think that was just him though. Like it was just a special thing.
Yeah, RoboCop is just I think they wanted him to use a deagle, but I think like for some reason it didn't like. I think it didn't fit in the holster, or like he couldn't like wield it easily. So
this gun was the one they were like, oh yeah,
yeah. Or I mean, it's also like it's probably just excessive to use a deagle.
Oh, a deagle is excessive, but this is not.
Well, I think no. It was I could be completely wrong speaking of my ass, but the bad guy I think used the deagle, and I think that was supposed to be his deagle. So it's like, because I'm pretty, because he had he had the 6 suppressed Desert Eagle.
That's the Boondocks. That's the Boondock Saints 2 suppressed deagles. Remember that? And they like changed.
Oh, that's right. They did have.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's like so dumb, but like kind of cool at the same time. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I can never think about whether like the Desert Eagle's so weird for me because it's like I think it's kind of cool sometimes, but then sometimes I think it's like really dumb. So it's like I don't know. Like I'm very in between it all the time.
Yeah. So you're like yeah.
Blade Runner 2019.
There you go. See, Blade Runner is set in 2019.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was like, I knew there was one that's like we recently just passed, but yeah, Blade Runner is set in 2019. And I think like Terminator, you're right about Terminator. Terminator is also like somewhere like in the early 2000, like the early half of the 21st century.
Yeah,
but how does this tie into our topic today? Well, innovations and the future.
Wow, what a smooth transition.
I know, right? It's like, I was going to go for a smoother one, but I was like, fuck it.
Okay, let's talk about ScopeSwitch, because this is actually...
Yeah, you were telling me about
interesting. That. All right, so go ahead and type in ScopeSwitch. Okay. So ScopeSwitch is basically...
SwitchView USA?
It's a Navy SEAL designed and made product. Wait, hold on. Is that the guy's?
I don't know.
Let's see. Okay, so you see that YouTube video?
Yeah.
That's probably not the best way to showcase this, but basically the idea is that
That's
it's
a video game.
it's a scope. Oh well, I mean, this actually kind of makes it like a video game, but basically what it is
Wait, what?
it's a scope mount for LPVOs, right? And you can actually use it for any type of scope. I'm pretty sure this is not it actually, but basically, antimatter. It's made by antimatter. Antimatter something company, or type in scope. Okay, there we go. Okay. Antimatter Industries, there we go. So it's a scope that you buy for your gun. So you mount your scope into the mount. So you're buying the mount here, and then it has a slider that's like attached on like a wire system that basically pulls the magnification left and right. And so it's basically like a bunch of pulleys and stuff, but it is a relatively simple design.
I get it.
But it is a pretty cool thing. And the funny thing is like, it's like designed by Navy SEALs, and then like they have to, of course, hit like all the marketing like law enforcement, civilian, like competition shooters and hunting application. Obviously they have to like try to. But basically what it is like, it's actually kind of neat in that you can keep your gun on, or you can keep your hand on the rail while you're changing the scope, instead of having to like do the throw lever and take your hand off the scope, and then now you're kind of like losing the stability of holding the gun with both hands. So you can shoot while you're zooming in or out, right? And it's also like pretty fast too, considering and so I think it's a very interesting idea. I don't know. I mean, they basically say that they've tested the crap out of it, of course. So it's like they're like basically saying that either the rifle or the scope will break before the mechanism will. And they obviously have like some video clips of them like testing it and stuff. So it's like if you take them on their word as to whether it is durable enough to like not get fucked up before your gun or optic does, then I would say it's actually like a pretty cool concept. I will say one thing about it is it's pretty expensive. So I think the mounting system the mount is like $700, which if you consider like a single two ring one piece scope mounts, like the nice ones are at about $300, you're a little more than double for this feature. The other thing about it is the slider mechanism does take up like a lot of space on the rail.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Depending on like what kind of gun setup you have, it might or might not work for you. The other thing that I watched an install video that they made, and I guess it starts at like 6, but I watched an install video where the guy like installs it, right? And it's like he keeps saying something about how you have to specifically put the mount in a certain place on the receiver. And I'm kind of like, that seems like weird, because when you're mounting up scopes, you kind of have to like put the rear objective lens at a particular spot for the shooter's eye. So I'm not sure if you're going to get the same, like, I guess, variability with where you put your scope if you use this thing. I'm not really sure, because like I think the spacing is still up in the air.
I think you can put it anywhere, but like the only, I guess, problem I see is if you have like an old style rail that doesn't marry up perfectly. You know what I'm talking about? Like the old style, RAS or RAS, where it's like you don't get the perfect gap, then like these two nubs won't be in the right spot. So I could see that, if he means
actually,
like that. You know what I mean?
It should still work, because the slider piece is not attached to the mount.
Oh, so this is okay. I see. So okay,
actually, if you look,
so you can leave a gap here.
So do you see how there's like a block in the middle between the two screws?
Yeah.
So that is actually just a cover piece. So like the cables actually run from the switch to the mount, and then basically you just put little cover. It's like they're like rail covers basically.
I get it.
And that's just to protect the.
Oh yeah,
wiring.
So you're right. There could be a gap. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So they did thought about that, because some don't have perfect receiver gap with the railing, right? So. It's kind of, it is kind of cool. Like, I've always thought something like this would make sense, but I didn't think about it as a slider. I always thought like as a twist, like if it was like on the front, like you twist it, like your whole, not your whole handguard, but like a twisting motion. But the sliding also makes a lot of sense too.
The funny thing is, this is actually launching tomorrow. Wow,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize that.
Oh, that's cool.
If you look at the top, 522. Um, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, the only other thing I'm curious about is what heights they offered in, because I haven't really looked like too deep into this, because like I've just watched like videos on social media about it, and I know that they offered in 30 mil and 34 millimeter rings, but the height I'm kind of like concerned about, because the ones that they showcase seem like super tall, and it almost seems like they only offer it in one height. So I don't know if like, I guess it's not a huge problem to have your scope mounted like fast height or whatever, but like I would say like I prefer, and this is just my personal preference, that like I like my scopes to be mounted at like I guess the equivalent of 1/3 height, in accordance to like what is it, direct co-witness. So like the measurement would be 1.70 inches high. So this one just seems like high. Like I think it would probably be closer to like, I'm guessing here, but it looks kind of more like 2.2 something height. So, and I think that's so you can see better over the slider, as well as like they always show with like lasers and stuff.
I think it's probably the slider and right.
Yeah.
I think if nothing else, I think it's just the slider, because it really that's the first thing I like kind of noticed. It's like, oh man, like it gets close to the slider. Yeah, because any lower you would see your thumb more. The slider.
It'd be interesting. Like I feel like they should offer shorter nubs for the slider.
Yeah, just like a plate, like rather than like a
yeah. Like maybe later on you can buy like different slider switches or something.
I wonder how easy it is though, like the tension. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like
so
I guess the tension is based on your scope, right?
Yes,
so
they actually explicitly say that. So like if you pick an LPVO that has a very tight magnification ring, then it's going to be difficult to slide. Whereas if your magnification ring is very smooth and it doesn't take very much effort, then it'll slide back and forth really easily. It's also funny when they do I watched the install video, and like when they first started, they're like, okay, just make sure your AR is like mounted up like solidly, because you're going to be like balancing your scope on this thing. And then they're like, and make sure to turn your AR from auto to safe, because they have like a machine gun that they're doing it on. I'm like, okay, that's like so cringe, but it's like also like, okay, I guess, like. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they made it specifically tall enough to clear like text. So that's kind of like that is really cool though, because that I think that solves a big issue. Like I guess some people and I kind of have with LPVOs. It's like the rapid switching. Like as much as you're right, it's like a video game. Like I wanted to rapid switch, but like there's no clean option, right?
Yeah.
Like, other than just you just take your arm off, or you take your eye off and just like switch it.
Hey, you should look and see if you can find a short or a like an Instagram or YouTube reel or something on like them just demoing the switching functionality. Like basically they have a POV camera that they mount behind the LPVO, and then they show it like snapping back and forth.
Oh, they
like,
had
shooting.
it in the happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I was playing it, so but like people were seeing it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, basically it's like and then like I could see it also, like for instance, if you even have like a 3-15 optic or something, that actually be like really like useful.
But like, you know what? Ideally, what the next thing to do with this actually would be is to take this concept and apply it to a magnifier. So imagine a magnifier that you can pop up and down from the push of a button, or like a lever up front. Because I think that makes way more sense. Don't get me wrong, LVPO was nice because it gives you but like if you're really looking for speed, then red dot to magnify red dot like a video game, be like, you know, 1 times
Yeah.
3x, like boom, boom, you know. I think
Yeah,
that
I could
makes way
definitely
more
see
sense,
that.
right? Because it's like right now the fastest is like what the Unity one, right? Which is just up and down, but that still requires you to, you know, like actually manipulate it.
Yeah.
Right, so, but you know, because nothing unless, right? Like speaking of another innovation, nothing is gonna be just moving your head at this point, which is like, you know, like a piggyback ACOG. So this is like the next best thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, so like I don't know, I don't remember where I saw this, but the same company, they were also teasing like something that they're making for pistols with red dots. And like they're like, oh, this is like going to be like an uncomfortable transition for traditional shooters, but it's going to change the way people shoot red dots in the future. And I'm like, okay, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
you got me.
Like the funny thing is, it's like obviously this is like tested. It's all mechanical, right? Due to
Yeah.
like, you know, because it's, well, it needs to stand up to harsher conditions and whatnot. But like, if you didn't care, like I would like motorize it, you know, like.
So
like,
they actually also mentioned that there's going to be a digital version or something like that,
yeah,
or
like
an electronic version or something coming later.
because it's making me think like you could probably do this to the Unity magnifier mount and have that be like, you know, because the Unity one just slides up and down, right? So like you can probably do that, like, you know, like mechanically. So it's, well, not like motorized it. So that would make so much sense, like be able to pop it up and then pop it down. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like this is a cool concept because what is that? What's that loophole thing that failed?
The DEVO,
Yeah,
DVEO or DEVO. Yeah,
the right.
it's actually, man, that thing is actually really cool. It just, the form factor is so bad. It's like if it didn't hang off the side like that,
Well,
then I
and
feel like
I think it was just too early too. Like the technology was just too in its infancy. So for those of you who don't know, the Devo is like this cool concept where it's like they have their red dot mounted up front, but you can use any red dot, right? Like anything that, as long as it goes over the Devo unit. But what it does is the back piece is slanted at a slight angle, so when you look, you technically see, like, you technically see both. It's just like a video game. Like you just shift your eye up and down. You don't. It's not like a full ACOG or piggyback mount where you're moving your head. It's like this is very, very slight transition.
I mean, I would say that it's basically the Sony PSP of the gun world.
No, the PS Vita. The PSP is amazing. The PS Vita.
Yeah.
The PS Vita. It's like way ahead of it. Yeah. It's so cool, but you have to fuck with this thing.
Yeah, it's just, and it's heavy, right? It basically they also didn't make it QD, which is kind of like, I feel like a really big L as well. Maybe there's like some kind of adapter you can get, but it's not QD. So you just have this like hunking thing that's like, and it hangs off the side of the gun. It's also not very good looking. Like it's like the form factor is just bad.
Like if I was them, I mean, like I guess the problem is like if I was them and I was gonna remake this, as weird as it'd be, making almost just another piggyback would just be put it in front, like, and then put Picatinny on top, or you know, but then you're really just making I guess like everybody just go with, you know, just like whatever piggyback is on top is good enough, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I think it's a 6 power or like 5 or 6 power. So
6x.
6x. Yeah. So like that's actually pretty cool.
It is, and look how thin the bezel is. Like, I mean, it obviously looks good, but when you're looking through it, it's like it's almost just like not even there. Like you're just like, I instant zoom. It's literally, you know, video game.
I've played with one, and it's like the concept is nice. It's just not executed very well.
Yeah, I've seen one on a demo before, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool," but just really, it's just a side. Like, they could even make it just longer and just have the optic sit on top. I feel like I don't know what it is if they need all of this, but they could have just made it.
But if they made it inline though, then you wouldn't be able to have like stuff in front of it.
Well, I meant like inline, but I guess like inline, you put this part, right, the side part, in front, but still lower, so you can mount the red dot. You get what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is you can't put anything in front of it, like
accessories.
I
see. You would need a side pack. Yeah,
that's where it would kind of side pack is best spec. No. 6 o'clock MP5 SD.
Yes, on the bottom, all the way on the bottom. So the furthest you can get to your rifle.
And metal zip tied on.
Yes.
Yep.
No. The pick is metal zip tied on, and then you mount it to that pick. Yeah, but it is a really cool concept. Though. I wish, like, if I could pick one up for cheap, I definitely would. But I don't think it was ever commercially released as viable.
The red dot that Leupold makes is $900.
Oh, it's not even good. It's not even good.
It's like the worst one on the market.
Yeah, look how much blue tint there is. It's garbage. And
but outside of that, it's like, dude, the dot flickers. Like it doesn't have it doesn't have a high refresh rate, and the battery life is like stupid low. So it's like, dude, I don't know what they were thinking. Like,
there you go. See the Seymour. Oh, there we go. That's the setup.
What happened to Seymour, man? Come on.
It's still there. It's still the premier competition shooting red dot. I think it's very, very strong. I just don't. If they updated, like, ruggedize it for modern day, I think they'd have a really competitive product too. Because
they're gonna actually make it a tube.
Because I think the problem with Seymour is just like it's just not meant to take like abuse. So like, but I trust the quality, like the build quality and the use more than like HoloSun. But I do think HoloSun will survive a little better.
Hey, if it's good enough for Sam Fisher, then it's good enough for me.
Yeah, the side mount to see more. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm interested in the ScopeSwitch.
Yeah.
I think that is I'm kind of excited because we were just talking about how there's no innovation in the gun world in a long time, and or people try things that are like way too early and failed and hasn't tried again, kind of like the DEVO. Or what's another one that was way ahead? What's other optics or accessory that are way ahead of its time? Here's a good one. It's a string light, right? No.
Wait. No, Insight?
Oh, Insight, that's right. Yeah, old Neotech, yeah. This is also a site that was way ahead of its time. I think it was a little bit away.
Was ahead of its time, okay. It's still ahead of its time.
It's still the best bullpup around. That's true, like... That's really true. Like, I would say Tavor now has enough time out in the world and service to like, okay, it's earned its place, but like really like AUG for a while was like the only bullpup that was like, oh, they did it right the first time and it's still going good.
But even like the Tavor isn't like widely in usage for anything. Like basically it's like every time I go to like any kind of shooting event where like a lot of people are there and like shooting guns and stuff, nobody's using a Tavor unless it's basically like a joke or like or they just really want to use something different. But it's like or the other reason would be no ARs and no Glocks. You know, you ever have those meets. So basically it's like if there's no restrictions on what type of gun you bring, basically people are rocking ARs. Like it's just like, so then like the Tavor, like it's kind of interesting, but it's like it just didn't like hit as hard as like, you know, I don't know. And then like what's that Springfield one? The Hellion?
The Hellion was okay. I don't think it wasn't bad. I shot one recently, actually. A buddy of mine has one. I shot it and I was like, it's not bad, but the ergonomics is fucked on it, I think.
Yeah, and
Like
it's really back heavy.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's back heavy and the ergonomics is kind of fucked. Like, and I'm comparing it directly to like the RDB, which is
Yeah.
like, like for
Dude,
less money.
you know what the biggest L is on the Hellion is that they took away the ability to convert it back to a regular rifle.
Yes. So I think even the Croatians got rid of that.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, because like I think eventually they just got rid of it. So it's
Yeah.
just a bullpup now. So,
Yeah. It's like if they had kept that as a feature where you could like quick change it between bullpup configuration to like, or even not quick change, but like with some basic tools like some wrenches and
yeah.
stuff, you could like change it.
What would be okay? So let me ask you this question: though. What would be the advantage of being able, other than it would just be cool in future?
Literally just
Well,
because it's cool. Like
okay.
there's no reason aside from the fact that it's like it's just cool. Like
Yeah.
because nobody else can do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you're gonna come out with a new product, it better do something like totally different to actually be like, something that like this is why I was excited about the VHS originally was that like, oh, you could convert it from like a bullpup to a regular rifle, and it's or vice versa, and it's just like that was the one defining thing that's different. Otherwise, you just buy like an ACR or a SCAR or literally any other gun or any other bullpup, and it's like the same thing. So if you take away that one unique feature, then it's like, why do I want you, basically?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I understand that there's like no real purpose to doing that. It's just cool, right? Like you got to be like Kel-Tec, man. You just got to do things because it's cool.
That's the only people innovating actual guns is Kel-Tec, and that's about it. And I guess the people making kits like pistol kits like Hera or like some of the airsoft ones, like they're starting to take notes from like Poseidon.
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah. Dude, Poseidon is just the OG.
Glock, yeah, like some of the Glock kits, I will say is definitely trying. Like that. Oh, hey, yo. Okay. I'm gonna have to download that later.
And then, wait, but like, what's up with that? Oh, I guess it's just like a printed base plate.
Yeah, it's just like it looks like a color, but
I was gonna say, which Glock model is in 4.6?
Yeah. Hey, soon, right?
Why wasn't the Glock 46 the Glock 4.6?
Yeah, like the recover. The PIX brace, and it's like, oh, that's pretty futuristic looking. So they're trying, but the problem is, it's like a lot of it's like there's a difference between like futuristic looking and like like actually having futuristic features. And I think that's really where you can make anything look futuristic, but does it actually like perform? And I think it goes back to your point of it's like everyone just brings ARs because it's good enough, right? Like what's the next big thing? Like I would say like even in like
obviously the Halo battle rifle, duh. Man, if only somebody would make like a kit for that thing.
Yeah, if only weird. If only somebody just makes an RDV battle rifle or something, like,
seriously, that would just be the tits, man. Like. And it would probably even help Kel-Tec with their sales.
Yeah, if only somebody just makes a Halo battle rifle or something, or an assault rifle, or or the DMR, or something like that.
That's gameless.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Failing other things, I think the next thing I'd be okay just with cool kits. But I also cool like there is. I've been trying to rack my brain because obviously AR is the biggest market, right? So, like, what can you do to make an AR cool?
Well, like you remember those kits that Vism made for ARs?
Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty cool.
I guess you're right.
I mean, on a really base level,
yeah.
Dude, but that's hella cool.
Because I think the problem is like, you look at Halo, you look at Gears of War, like whatever, Mass Effect, just name your sci-fi, or like, even like Titanfall, which is more like militant. Like they all have like really futuristic guns, but you can't build an AR out of any of them because none of them are using AR as a base. right? So
Yeah.
like they're either all bullpups or they all have swept mags. So
See, that's why you have to like if you were going to do it, you would have to innovate something around an AR, basically like the way that, Vism is doing it.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, that Vism kit also like makes me not even care that it's key mod. Like it's so cool
Yeah,
looking. It's like
because it's like I want to build the Titanfall assault rifle, but it's like, look, swept mags. That's the future. Okay.
no, you know what? You know that Cry SMG?
Which one's the cry?
Cry Precision SMG
I
300
think.
Blackout.
Oh
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's
I think
like
I know what
it's like it looks kind of like, oh, that there's a
yeah,
diagram on
yeah,
the
yeah. I
yeah.
remember.
So
Yeah, this one.
so
Yeah,
like dude, like you'd make like that where the mag is swept to the rear because of the angle of the bullets, right?
yeah.
And then you could literally have rifle cartridge in there. Like
So
it's like, oh, it's
there,
interesting.
there is a future where we get cool things.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see if they even allow us to have guns.
Well, I mean, allow you to have guns, but
It's coming,
just
man.
move, bro. Just move, bro.
Yes, just keep moving around the
Just
country
move.
as they keep converting every state over. Please, bro.
Yeah, I guess like 2023. I'm still expecting to look really. Oh yeah, like shit like this. Like, why isn't this a thing? This was in Ghost Recon. Like, where's all the future
Wait,
stuff? Like the
what was which Ghost Recon was that featured in?
uh Advanced Soldier or
Oh yeah,
Ghost.
okay.
One of the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, I think. They have like no, it's
Yeah.
not either. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see,
Mm,
he's got. I
that's
remember.
cool.
Yeah, he's got like a special like a SM. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like when everybody thought we were gonna get like even the XM8 is now looks dated, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, XM25, I think. Like, where's all the cool shit nowadays?
Uh,
Like,
oh,
but no, we're still
what's
running with
that?
ARs.
What's that under barreled shotgun thing that you always talk about? The fucking is it the um it's like the bolt the manual action, like it's like a bolt action shotgun that you mount underneath.
Is it a 26?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Damn, what happened to that thing, dude?
Yeah, you can buy one. It is buyable. It's still around. It's just really dumb because you need tax stamps, and it's still a bolt action shotgun at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? So in like 50 years, we're probably still using M4s and M16s.
I mean, unless there's some unless there's some physics breakthrough or material science becomes like stupidly advanced, then I don't think we're gonna get away from ARs. Like we basically would have to move on to like shooting like lasers or plasma bolts or some shit. I don't know. Like
Because like
um
even if you like scale up the vector, to shoot like 5.56, I don't see it being like worth enough to justify replacing the AR with, right?
yeah, basically.
It's tough, man. So the best we get is like cool accessories. So hopefully,
Yeah.
like digital scopes, like Hollow Sun's night vision.
Oh yeah. And then they have like a thermal version too or something like that.
Yeah, they
That
have a
was
thermal and a night vision. So like,
So
but
here's the question: is are they gonna release this anytime soon, or is this like a hey, we're like 3 years out on this?
I don't know. I mean, they have working. They have working in the demo in the
Prototypes or
recent
demos? Yeah.
in the recent shot shows. So like, I think I don't know. I don't know if it's like they're waiting to. Yeah, I really don't know. But the fact that they have working demo is like whether the only thing I can think of would be like they're trying to get production under, or it's it's done developing and they're just trying to figure out production and cost, or they're still waiting to like finalize the final designs.
Yeah.
But I am interested in either one of them. I don't know which one, but
these are like pretty pricey though, right? Like, they're like a few $1,000, but
yeah, I think if I remember, like I think there's going to be different grades. I think the thermal is the more expensive one, but like I think there's like cheap night vision and expensive night vision, and I think it's just like the quality and the refresh rate. But like I think the cheap one is under 1,000, so that's pretty worth it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that because I got a chance to play with a PVS 30 clip-on the other day, and like that was like really cool. But it's like these things are super expensive because of the glass and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, I mean, I could see like HoloSun, especially dipping their game into like night vision and stuff. Like they could make a cheap clip-on, right?
Yeah, I got to play with I think it's the Cyber thermal. I think it's really cool actually. So,
yeah.
Yeah, and I'd definitely be like, okay, I think thermal. Maybe the future isn't the right word. I don't know how to describe it, but like it's definitely like it will get there. I think, and it's like night vision, thermal, and all this. It's like once the technology and the parts become more commonplace and like cheaper, it's going to be everywhere. Because I think it's so used. But the problem is, at the end of the day, it's like the use cases of it, right? It's like if you're just punching paper, do you really need a thermal or CQB red dot?
Well, like, I mean, people probably use it for like pig hunting and like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get that. If you're actually, hunting like, live or heat sources. But if you're just like, I think that's the problem. Like, it's not a range toy, But
yeah.
It is cool though. Don't get me wrong. But like, I think if you're in need of it, like if you're law enforcement, military, or if you go hunting, I could see it being actually useful. But I think as just like a plinking range toy, it's pointless. Like what do I need? What do I need thermals to shoot at paper? Maybe steel. Yeah. Steel targets will show up, right? But like at the end of the day,
I don't. Well, will they though? I don't think.
Because there'll be a different temperature gradient, right? Like that.
Yeah.
It's like the outline is just doing it by like temperature changes. So like the steel will at least show up as a different temperature. I guess that depends on the software, like how well it, like you've done like the clip-ons, right? Like like you said. So the same thing. It'll show the outline because of temperature changes.
Oh, sorry, mine was only night vision, no thermal.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't see the. I mean, I've used an E-Cody before.
Yeah, but E-Cody is the same idea. You get the outline is just done by like thermal differences.
Yeah.
But it would be cool though.
Yeah, I think so. I guess we'll have to see. Like, I guess like once we actually get one in hand and play around with it.
At $600. I'd do it. I'd
try one. That's one of those things where I think I will probably get one just because I think it's like at least one. Just I have two guns that I could use it on.
No, we're talking about a ScopeSwitch.
Yeah.
That's $600. And that's MSRP, right? So maybe you'll get a little bit cheaper after a little bit. So like,
it kind of depends because like I think it's one of those things where it depends on how many become available. And then also like whether people are actually trying to move them or if it's like, oh, well, because every time they come out, they sell out right away. Then it's
right. So like
it might not be available for a while.
It might not be So I think if it catches on eventually, it'll drop below the 600 mark. And then I think it would be, I'll definitely pick one up because like I'll put my primary arms optic on it, so I'm still under $1,000.
Jeez, just cut back on the quality of the glass, no problem. Same
it's about
price.
being
Yeah.
cool and looking cool. It's not about actually being used or having good gear. Okay, like it's airsoft rules. It just needs to look and function cool.
Yeah.
Now, function cool and function good are two different things.
Function cool.
Yeah, I mean that's all it comes down to. Because again, it's like the use cases of it is so like it's nice, but the use cases is so small that for I guess the end user that really needs it, right? It comes back to the whole like thermal and like that type of optic. It's like when I really need to like zoom in and out like that rapidly and that
Yes,
seamlessly.
every day, all the time. This is Call
Oh
of
no, no,
Duty.
no, no! Don't get me wrong. If I get one and I mount it up, I'll probably be playing with it nonstop. I'll just pick up
Yeah.
my rifle and just zoom in and out. But
You're gonna be playing COD, and then like in between, like in the lobby and stuff, you'll just be like scope switching all day.
it does make me want to steal the idea and like start looking at how can I, like I said, either motorize it, make my own version, or I really want to do it on a magnifier. I think that like I want to see if I can like automate or even mechanically automate the like the Unity magnifier mount. Which one's it called?
The fast mount.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I think this is the easiest one. It really just goes up, and so you
Yeah.
can probably do the same. I think you can do the same.
You just use the strings, man. Just use
Yeah,
the
I mean,
strings.
honestly, yeah, the same string system should work for it. Maybe you know what? They do sell replacement parts, right? So like, I just need to make my own. I just need to make my own. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Spare parts.
Kits.
So
Easy. Got them.
So if you're getting all this, actually, like, yeah, like I get, and then really, I just need to make or 3D print a mechanism for the back. It's probably doable.
Yeah.
And maybe, and before they have a patent on that too, but we'll see. Maybe I could beat them to the market. Well, I guess for closing, what do you hope to see? What do you like? Maybe even like delving into fantasy. Like, what do you really hope to see in guns? Like, what's your like? Man, I wish this was a thing, right? Like.
Oh, you know what? You know what we didn't talk about that's actually like a huge flop that I feel like I should have missed earlier. But do you remember the folding Glock thing?
You mean like the folding gun?
No.
It's like
no.
Just not the FPG, the actual.
No. The grip, like
basically
the grip on a Glock that like folds.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but basically like that was like a huge flop, right? And so then
there
like
we go. Full conceal.
So
Glock.
it's like this thing is like it's a cool concept. It's just that they like totally botched the delivery, right? And everyone just like shit all over it, but it's like I think like this is a really interesting idea, but it's like I would want it in a better platform, I guess. What the heck is that? Is that a lighter?
Yeah, probably. It's just a model of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
what do you mean? Like a better platform than a Glock?
Well, not a better platform per se, but it just looks janky, and it just looks like it's gonna break like easily. You know, but I think the idea is cool.
I think the problem is twofold. Pun intended. Is that it's janky, but like right, that looks janky. But like, I think it's because they're trying to make it out of a Glock. I guess it's like, which makes sense because hey, Glock is the most like a popular handgun, so people would know. Oh, hey, Glock reliable. You buy it for the Glock, you can customize it. But like, I feel like if they had just built it off the ground up, then it wouldn't be as janky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like make its own gun, basically.
Yeah.
But as far as like what I want to see, like. Dude, I want to see. Well, actually, I'm mostly curious about night vision capability. being like, okay, like I know this is like a long shot, but it's like I want like fucking iPro that has built-in night vision, you know? Like I know that that's gonna be a big stretch, but
Yeah.
I think we, you know,
Okay.
that's what I would like to see, like, or at least the form factor becoming smaller. So like EOTech has
You can already
has
buy
a
it.
new
Spy Kids night vision glasses. There.
yeah. EOTech has a like a bino system that
Yeah.
is smaller and shorter and lighter weight, but but the thing is you still have to sacrifice a little bit because they like basically use 16 millimeter tubes, and they use photonis, which is kind of interesting. But they are shorter, so like, you know, they don't stick out as far in front of your face, and they also what is it? They're super lightweight, so it's like you can actually run them and just not have to wear a counterweight, which is pretty cool. So the Bino NV-C is the model. They have a regular sized one as well, but yeah, the
small.
C model is like pretty tiny, but smaller field of view. Just a little bit of a trade-off, and the tubes that are in it, I wish it wasn't photonis. Like I wish they'd use like Elbit or something else, but it's, you know, it's trade-off, and they're pretty good quality, I think. But they damn better will be because they're like $13,000. So
Oh.
yeah. Huh. But that's
All right.
like, I mean, those are like the smallest units that I've seen so far, unless you get the ones that are like, you know, those offset ones that are flat.
Yeah, like
it's
the Russian
20,
ones or the Steiner ones.
No. Yeah. The Steiner. I think it's like the Steiner PVS 21 or something like that.
Yeah, the one that makes you look sad.
Yes. Yeah. Sad goggles.
Steiner sad night vision. Let's see if that works out. Yeah, see, there you go. Sad night vision.
Got him.
It just makes you look like, oh, it's like Wally sad Wally. Like that guy just looks upset.
Yeah, like these are super cool, but also like, but it's like kind of like annoying that like because the tubes are offset, it's like everything is offset, so you're like kind of fucks with your perception, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm interested in, I guess. I need some contacts, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, I need some Bato sleepless eye implants.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. But then people can hack you. You're gonna get hacked.
No. That's why I have ExpressVPN installed.
I thought you would just put it in autistic mode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If you don't get that joke, go watch Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool though. That is I was thinking more like gun, but that is I didn't think about like, you know, wearables or night vision. Yeah. That would be cool. Like
here's another one. Like, you know, the new drones that are POV style, like where they have the headsets, right?
Yeah.
I just want them to like make a window so that way like I'm not totally blind when I'm wearing the POV headset.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to like walk around but also simultaneously see what the drone is seeing. So then like I can still like, you know, be like, oh shit, there's enemies coming, and then pull out my gun and like shoot while like I'm still using the drone, you know, like I don't know, something like that. I mean, because like I think they're like really cool, but
yeah, I mean that's just a HUD, really, right? That's you just need it as an overlay rather than like goggles. So
like I need Google Glass, okay? Google Glass hooked up to my POV drone.
Yeah, I guess that is the future. Then it's like, and what I want also ties into it. It's just like I want more like electronics and like modernization. So it's like part of it is like, you know, like stuff that you can do, like maybe like powered rails or like bullet counters, right? Like electronics and circuitry built into.
There's a company that does a powered rail already.
Is it?
It's not very popular, but it exists.
I remember reading about it, like, and then I know like Magpul was teaming up to like do like
No, not that though. Like there was
Yeah.
another company that already had an electronically powered rail that basically runs a current through it to
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
accessories.
Right, but I guess I wanted more like I wanted
Oh,
like
it's right
built
there.
like
Wilcox Industries Fusion Amp Rail at
yeah,
the.
yeah. I wanted built in, like not like the not built in, but like I wanted as like not as an afterthought, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
I like I almost like a new AR or like built from the ground. I know it's kind of hard because everybody's
the
still
gun
taking.
has it built in.
Yes, so
Basically.
like the gun is designed from the ground up, and the
Yeah.
accessories are designed to be like 21st century. Like it's
Yeah.
like here, like it's powered. Like there's stuff made for it to put batteries in.
Well,
Like
then
like
you're asking a company to basically innovate everything, including accessories for the gun. Like
kind
they would
of
make
right,
because like
and
you know
I
what I
think,
mean
and
because
I
like
think yeah,
this
yeah,
is
no,
adapted.
and
Oh,
I'm
that's an
saying
ARX. What the hell?
yeah, that is that's a Berettas,
Oh, that's
right?
cool.
And I think that's the problem. Like it's that switch. Like everybody needs to get there, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like it took so long for like quad rails or like Picatinny and rails on rifles to become normal. Like this is the next thing. We need a standardized like power system and accessories.
I think we will need to make pretty big advancements on batteries before this happens.
Oh yeah, no,
Which is like
and I think
which is what I was saying about
yeah.
like elemental advancements, like or like basically scientific or like material science needs to have a huge leap in innovation before this can actually happen.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
so like this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I,
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, as far as like, you were asking me about like other innovations, and like, I was thinking more about wearables and stuff.
yeah.
So, you ever watch the Divergent series or read the books?
No, I think I've seen like half of a movie.
So in the third movie, so it's like a Divergence, one of those like like dystopian future bullshit.
Yeah, yeah,
But like in the third movie, they have like really cool like tech that they show off because like
Mhm.
in basically they meet some stuff that's like from the future, and so they get this like new tech, right? So it's like a jacket that they're wearing, and then it has like these three like disc looking things over your shoulder on the back of the jacket, and then you wear like Minority Report gloves, and then basically like the gloves like control the drones, right? And so then you have like a little headset, like the spy gear headset, and then you basically the concept of what I was saying. So it
Yeah.
allows you to use the drones to see, but you can also like walk around and do stuff. And then like the drones provide like bulletproof protection that's like one way, so you can shoot out of it, but they can't shoot through it. And like they give you like eyes thermal scanning and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's like super sick. Like I think like technological wearables are like really fucking cool.
Yeah, well, that's the next big thing, right? It's like,
Yeah.
like data, wearables. So like this, right? This is the Wilcox thing you're talking, the fusion rail,
Yeah.
right? It's like this is closer to what I'm talking about. It's like they obviously have this like full. It's a 416 lower, but it looks like they basically designed the whole upper and the rail around it. So it's like something like closer. It's still AMR, right? But it's like this is purpose built for this rail, this system around it, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just the rail though. I don't
Maybe.
think there's anything different in the upper that because the whole point is that they're like
Yeah,
saying
but
like, hey,
doesn't
you can
doesn't
buy
this
this.
but it doesn't the optic rail on top need to be powered too? So
Yeah, but you can see how it connects at the top of it. So the rail basically
oh,
integrates
it
with
sits over it. I see.
yeah. So it's
It's
not
not
actually a
okay.
different upper. It's just
I thought it was
adapted.
it
Yeah.
was a one piece. Okay.
No, because I remember the whole point of this thing when it first came out was you
Mhm.
could put it on like any AR.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a rail swap.
Which I get for like marketing and like purpose,
Yeah.
but I really just wished kind of like almost like the SIG MCX, right? It's just like
Yeah.
a whole upper whole like design
Dude.
around it,
Dude, it's so electronic that it's actually it's electronically fire controlled.
I wish. And that's my next thing. It's like I just want
Those
more
buttons are actually secondary fire buttons.
Yeah, up, down, left, right.
Yeah. Type in the cheat code for unlimited ammo.
Up, down. Yeah, it's again, like I said, I think it's short of like people building a gun off the and unfortunately no one's willing to innovate other than like Caltech and like I don't know like not shitty but like small companies doing like mostly 9mm or pistol carbine. Like no one's really willing to innovate new like platforms, especially in
it's because we're not in
center
like
fire
small,
cartridges,
because wars are not fought with small arms anymore. I mean, what hot take?
yeah, real hot take. Real hot take. And really, it's like I think traditional small arms has really peaked, right? Like every country has kind of settled down and figured out what they want and what they need out of their guns, and or they've built something that's good enough like 50 years ago, and it is good enough, and they just keep using it
until the Covenant hit, and then
and then we need a tiny little package that holds 60 rounds of 7.62, by 51 and fires at 900 rounds per minute.
338 Lapua Magnum.
Yeah. Oh, why is it not a 50 cal?
Yeah, 58. Oh my god.
In full auto, and you'll be lucky to hit the broadside of a barn.
Can you make one for me in 223?
Yeah, I really don't know how to make it in like a real caliber.
Rounds.
Or not even well, okay. 60 rounds is like oof, but like even like 32 or 36 is gonna be tough in like the form factor. Like,
dude, I mean, like, how would you even fit anything beyond a 20 round mag in that buttstock?
Well, so like I could see like a thick triple stacked 223 mag that could do maybe 32, but then you would need like something
like that Surefire, the Sure Feed mag. That's like the 60 rounder, but like basically tapering the top of the mag.
So this, but then like you
shorter,
cut it
basically.
So, but then you would need it wouldn't go in an AR. You would need a custom gun or a custom mag, bro, and it would just be much fatter. Kind of like it would be like actually closer to like the AK quad stack. Match because it's fat all the way through, kind of like that. Yeah. So it'd be closer to this, or it's like, and maybe even fatter, or the CP33 magazine, or it's like that's a quad stack. So it would be like this. Actually, imagine this, but in 223, and then you would hold like 32 rounds and. In which case, it's like I think it would be doable if you could, as long as it goes to like a standard feed lip, and then you would just need a custom magwell for something like either like any bullpup like the MDR or the RDB. But it's just a lot of R&D. But you could do it.
If you just make it chambered in 5.7, and then you tell people, look, I sized the round down so that you can feel like you're the size of Master Chief.
It's funny because Master Chief and is all the guns are sized up or sized down for in the game because Master Chief is so big. So that's why it's like actually Halo Marine. Like it looks huge.
Yeah.
Because like it just it looks fucking huge on them because it's just not meant for people basically. Oh,
there you go. Oh, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good.
Okay, that one might not be to scale, but they're in game.
That guy was pretty close in the sense that like maybe he's like a pre-worked out soldier. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's the future, kind of. So,
there we go.
That I'm hoping for. So who knows? Caltech, call me up. Let me know. Like, I'd be willing to go down to Florida. But let us know what you guys think. It's like what you guys think or what you guys want as like the future of guns. It doesn't have to be guns. It could be wearables. Just like in like weaponry, gadgets, tactical. Do you want to do you want to be like Halo or do you want to be like Division?
Ooh.
Because like like I think Ubisoft, with like Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, right, Division, uh, does a pretty decent job of like making it. Yeah, it's like sci-fi, and some of it is like close to magic, but with the right, like you said, with the right advancements in material or energy, like I think the stuff is plausible in the Ubisoft titles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this one.
I guess that's it. The future.